and I'm going to send a text in the link because I want you to take action later. And you know what happens? Later never happens. Right? The phone calls start to happen. The texts start to happen. Is I thought you loved me. I thought we had a great connection. How come you never clicked on the link and move forward? Right? And so we change that dynamic into it can be in real time. So our websites are interactive. The live webinars are interactive. The recorded webinars are interactive, which you're going to see in a minute. If you want to send a text, it's interactive. If you want to send an email, it's interactive. So we move the entire sales experience, relationship building experience into real time. It's that simple. And that real time point of contact can happen live. It can happen after the meeting. It can even happen before the meeting by sending a really powerful invite. I mean, Cheryl, if I got an invite from you that just said the date and the time, and I don't know you very well, probably not going to show up.
Right.
But if I got a 30-second video from you that says, Steve, I want you to know, John gave me your phone number and text. And he said, this would be perfect for you. And if you just give me the 10 minutes today, at 3 o'clock, I want you to know, I think it's going to be worth it. Probably will show up because I feel
Right.
you made that effort, right? For me. And
Right.
that and not only am I getting that message from you, but I'm also getting that link that's interactive. I could book a day and a time because maybe 3 o'clock's not good for me. And you may say that. And you can say, here's my calendar. Pick a day and a time that's good for you. And if you show up, I'll be there too. Right.
Right.
This is
Okay.
not about some AI sexy replace you, right? This is creating an opportunity for someone to get in front of you. Okay. So
Right.
that's my setup for today. Okay. And so now let me find my narcissistic moment here of me. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. And I want you to picture and think about, don't judge this on whether you think this is a good AI version or whether you like the script. Just think about it in the most important way possible. Would you send this to a prospect? Do you think a
Do you think a
prospect would?
prospect would?
And do you think they would get on a live demo? So if you don't mind, I'm going to mute you guys again because I know somebody's unmuted and I'm hearing a little background noise. Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, okay, let me go back to where I was. Okay, so you see me, my nice blue shirt, okay, which isn't real. So I just want you to know, here's how I created this, and I'm going to show you this, right? This was a photograph in my phone that I just uploaded to our system. I wrote this script, and you see these URLs here on the right-hand side. Notice each one's at a certain time, and that's all I did. I took a photo, I recorded my voice, I wrote a script, and my emails tell the story. Okay, so I'll see you in 7 minutes and 45 seconds.
Hi, I am Steve Jameson, the CEO of Pitch. If you are watching this, you probably use Zoom or Google Meet to run your business, and you probably know those tools haven't really changed in forever, which is the very reason I am here to tell you the answer to why Pitch, why now, and why no other webinar platform in the world can be so powerful for you. Before starting Pitch, I was the CEO of 3 international sales and marketing companies, and also spent several years as Zoom's largest ISV partner. While platforms like Zoom do a great job of solving the connection problem, they never solve your most important issue, which is how your guests can engage with you after you have just delivered your best presentation. Can they shop, enroll, book an appointment, fill out a form, or sign a contract? No, they actually can't. In fact, in most cases, the only thing they can do is wait for you to send a text in the chat so they can do whatever you wanted them to do after the meeting was over, instead of in the moment, while you are all still there together, and most importantly, when someone is most likely to say yes. While almost all webinar platforms are very effective presentation tools, they are passive, perfect for talking to an audience with a PowerPoint, shared screen, or a website. But if you are looking to grow your business, don't you think in this era of technology, we should be able to do something better than texting a link in the chat, along with a hope and a prayer they will still be inclined to click on it later? In fact, entire businesses have been built around the idea that you will need help to follow up with people after they leave, because everyone knows nothing can actually happen during your meeting. So before we go 1 minute further, let me show you exactly why a text in the chat has now become so obsolete compared to this experience you are about to have right now. Go ahead, touch the screen with your mouse or your finger, depending on how you are watching me in this very moment. This is a completely interactive experience, even though I am not even there. This can happen live, in a recording, in a text, or in an email. Wherever you prefer to meet your guests, we can make it a far more effective point of contact experience. With Zoom, you talk to your guests about what you want them to do next. With Pitch, you tell them what you want them to do right there in that moment. And you can do that 1-to-1 or 1-to-600. You can't do this on other platforms. Shifting people from watching to active participation. At every point of contact is a moment to move them to the next step or an opportunity for conversion. It is also completely private. Imagine asking 600 people to enter their credit card details to purchase a product, and then the only person who can see it is the person putting in their own information. The user has total privacy and security while being in a collaborative experience. So now imagine every one of your live webinar meetings, recordings, texts, or emails all have the potential to be interactive. And if one of your guests doesn't happen to speak your same language, they will be able to hear you in 42 different languages with our real-time international voice translations. Are you starting to get the picture of what we are presenting and how revolutionary this truly is? Speaking of revolutionary, we wanted you to see, hear, and experience how a message created on our platform that started with only a simple picture can work for you to create an innovative and powerful interactive messaging campaign for you and your company. See you in 2 minutes on the other side.
Hello. In case you didn't recognize me, I am Albert Einstein, and I know a little something about the journey of inventing, developing, and launching new technologies. If you are asking yourself the question of why pitch? Why now? Let me give you my equivalent of my best E equals MC squared answer. The very first webinar platform was launched in 1995 by Xerox. It could accommodate up to 1,000 people and included instant polling and chat, which means no one, least of all Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, has developed any key innovations for webinars in the past 30 years. This is no longer the case. There is a new innovative webinar platform, and it's called Pitch. And the webinar audience wanting to interact in real time on their computer, laptop, or phone might be far bigger than you realize. The closest comparison I can think of is when my friend Tom invented the light bulb. He had an entire world of people using candles. He understood the size of his audience. Today, the estimate is that as many as 2 billion individual people have attended a live webinar, with 550 million people attending a live webinar every single day. And you ask, why now? The first light bulb lasted only 13 hours, and he had every person in the world wanting one. His live demos created unprecedented demand. And when you go through a live interactive demo with Pitch, I promise you the light bulb will go on inside of you. Some of us are meant to enjoy the world's best inventions as customers, while others are meant to reap the benefits of finding them. There is a place for all of you here at Pitch. Get started right now or book a live demo. You will create an experience, and you will understand the demand that is about to come. I haven't seen something this demonstratable since gravity. Still wish I had invented that one.
So, why pitch? Why now? Pitch is effective for any meeting requiring a call to action, no matter how big or small. We also can help you at every stage of the webinar experience. We can help you before the meeting with an interactive and compelling invitation. Hopefully by now, we've made the case on how we can be more effective during the meeting. And imagine how effective an interactive follow-up message can be. Let us show you how you can be in more places at once at all your favorite forms of communication. Interested in broadcasting live to Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram and inviting them to meet you in your VIP meeting room live during your broadcast? Yes, we can do that too. Please join me in a live demo so you can also hear how you can give our exclusive smart links to your sales team to track their guests and give them credit for their sales through your company's affiliate or replicated websites. Whether you are in insurance finance, affiliate or network marketing, real estate, coaches/consultants, e-commerce, or an influencer, everyone always wants their guests to do something at the end of a meeting, and now they can. So why wait another day using old, outdated tools? Let's get you on a live demo. Feel free to choose a day and a time so you can have an overview of how to use the platform in the best possible way. Have a great day, everybody, and see you live. See you soon, and see you on Pit.
Okay. So if somebody feels like I don't know how to explain it, and that tool is going to help you, right? Kind of covers the kitchen sink. I want you to know that's the kitchen sink version, right? And still under 10 minutes, right? What I do intend to do, because I do think it's a valid point, is to give you 1 minute versions, 2 minute versions, 3 minute versions, right? So so if somebody says, you know your audience, they're not going to watch that much, right? There's some people that are going to go immediately, I want to have a live demo. There's some people that are going to go, I want to sign up. So the idea is, it's not meant to answer every question. Like I say, I think the best presentation is what raises more questions and makes them want to move forward, right? But overall, the one thing that I think that does, compared to anything else, it shows off the technology. What are they experiencing? They're experiencing the AI avatar twin. We're not pretending it's me, right? They got to see that you could do it with a famous celebrity, right? That we're not limited to that. And he's dead for 50 years. Actually, we could use him as much as we want, right? There's no copyright issue, with him, right? But more importantly, within the first minute and 15 seconds, they're touching the screen. And they can't do that any other experience, right? So that's, to me, is why it's an effective tool, because it is the tool. It is the most effective example of the technology. So it's not watching a YouTube video talking about what they're going to experience. They're actually experiencing the technology. Any questions or thoughts? Go ahead, Ron. Fire away.
Yeah. So Steve, on the recording, when you say to go ahead and touch the screen, were the links supposed to be live at that point in time? Because when I
you can't hear. Well, of course, because you're watching a recording of a recording.
Okay, that's what I wanted to understand.
Yeah. No, when I actually sent the link in the chat, so everyone right now has access to that tool.
Perfect.
And if you play that for yourself, yes, you'll be able to touch it in real time. Maybe I should have set that up ahead of time.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, you're not watching it in the platform. Okay. Yep. Go ahead. No. Stay with me. Go ahead, Santa.
Yeah, your calendar, if I make that video today and play it next week, does the calendar change?
Sure. The calendar is dynamic. It's a real website. It's real Calendly. It's not a picture of the calendar. Okay. None of that is pictures, except the international language was a picture, right? But everything else is a real website. So when the month changes, so will the calendar. When the day changes, so does the calendar. That's the beauty. But what I meant to you is, if let's say, for instance, they're going through that website and they want to sign up, what do you say? No. What I just meant is
with your website. I already linked your platform to my to the website you gave me.
Correct, but I don't mean you personally. I'm saying you in the big picture, right? I want to say to everybody, hey, Lynn, I'm saying if you send that out, you don't want your guests going, oh, you just signed up on Steve's site. You signed up on the corporate site, right? Or they couldn't sign up at all because you actually can't sign up on the corporate site, right? So that's what I meant, is I wanted to show you today how you can make that into your own content. If you look in your chat, I sent you two things, right? I sent you the actual video itself for you to play and see what it looks like on your phone, see what it looks like on your, so text it to yourself, right? Or email it to yourself. So click on that. But now I want to show you how you would substitute the website that I used for your own, or the Calendly. Now, you may want to use your website, but you still want the Calendly to be mine. you still want me to do the demo for you, right? This is what I meant about how you have those options. So hold on a second here. And let me go to my other back office. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you guys can all see my back office and see my screen. So here's what I would do is I'm going to go to my media. Oh, so the first thing is you can download the recording, right? If you notice, there's a big green download button, right? So you're going to download that video of me talking onto your computer. I mean, all you do is push the button, right? So it's pretty straightforward, right? So now, and you save it. Now you can, even if you don't save it, it's going to be in your download section, or you can save it to your iCloud drive, whatever you want to do, right? Okay. And when it saves it, I'm saying it'll just be me, right? Now I could also send it to everyone separately as well. And now I'm in my own back office, right? And so now I'm going to go to my recordings and I'm going to upload a video, and I'm going to select my video. Okay. So I went to my iCloud drive. There it is. It's the first one because it was the last one I saved today at 3:28. So I picked that up and there I am. Okay. My famous blue shirt, right? Now I could decide to title it the same thing that was in the other one. I could just copy and paste it, or I could make my own title. I could make it more personal, right? You know, whatever I want to say, you're going to love this, right? And I can copy and paste the description that I used, right? Or make up my own, whatever that may be, okay? Now, if you noticed, I sent you a whole bunch of URLs, right? And I think there's 5 of them altogether. So so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Now, the first one, I want it to be my website. I want it to be my homepage. I mean, I use my homepage. You can decide to do that, right? So it's mypitch.com. And what I usually do is I put it in my browser and I copy and paste it, right? So, and now I'm going to look, what time did I suggest that where I play it? Okay, I play the first one at the 20-second mark. And this is where I put in your chat. So you have it. You guys don't have to take notes, right? So first one's at 20 seconds. Okay. Then I'm going to look, what's the second one? Okay. Oh, so the second one is, instead of just them staring at the homepage, because I want to show off, right, that I could show the features, right? We have a cool feature page, right? So my pitch. Sorry if I spell right. It's great. /Steve /features. Now remember, I would just cut and paste this, right? Okay. From my browser. And what time was that? Okay, that's at 1:25. So I'm going to put in 1:25. And I could decide watching it, maybe I want it to be sooner. Because when I'm doing this, I can actually play it right here. So I can, see? So I can go, oh, I love what it said at 3 minutes. I actually like it better at 1:20. So I may change it to 1:20. Okay. Now the third one is the photograph, right? But I put the photograph in the URL, so I know you could use it. And we can talk about how to do that, right? So I copy and paste that URL. That's what I meant about I don't want to type. And I see that's at the 3-minute and 15-minute mark, okay? Put that in. And I put it in at 3:15. See what I mean? This really isn't hard, right? Once you kind of get the rhythm of it, right? And again, it's so great as you can practice this, right? Now, I didn't want to, I only talk about the language for maybe 15 or 20 seconds, so I don't want to keep that slide up. So I think I changed it back to the original homepage. And I'm going to put that in, if I remember correctly, and I'll check. Let's see, that was at 3 minutes and 45 seconds, right? So I had that up for 30 seconds, okay? 2, 3 minutes and 45. It may take me 45 seconds to do this. Okay, go. And then the last thing was write my Calendly, right? Now that could be your Calendly instead of mine, but you still I think I'm still more comfortable with Steve doing the demos. So I want it to end up there, right? It all depends on you, right? So I copy my Calendly. If you notice, it says I did it at the 6-minute mark. Okay? So I copied that, put it in here, and I put it at the 6-minute mark. Okay. And that's it. Now I could delete these, I could change it, whatever I want to do. I could preview it, but let's just say I'm done. Okay. Now I'm not done, but I'm done creating it in my library, because the last thing I also want to do is I also want to create a thumbnail, because I don't want people to get an ugly pitch link. They're going to, you know, what's that, right? So I'll wait till that finishes. And what's really great is, unlike doing a talking photo, this thing gets done in less than a minute, you know, and it tells you, right? I'm at 32%. And feel free, anyone has any questions while we're waiting for this to render, fire away. Okay.
Steve, this
Now-
is Susan. How are you gonna show how to create that image and URL?
How am I going to create?
How do you add the image and it has to be a URL, you said? I thought.
Yeah, you're saying this image? Which image are you talking about?
In your minute mark, image to URL, the 3 minutes, 15 seconds.
Well,
Image.
all of these are URLs, right? This is my website. My
But if
replication.
it's an
Right.
image that I want to add, it's just a
But
picture. It's usually a
this part.
PNG.
Well, so I'll tell you what I did, right? I'll go over that in a second. Okay, so this is the one I just made, right? Okay. Now I could watch it, pop it up, right? Okay. You can see this, right? It says you're going to love this. I'm sharing the right page here. Okay. Now I want to add my thumbnail, and then I'll go back to your picture. Okay. So if I decide, do I like that title? Do I like my description? Am I going to keep it? Okay. Did I do same websites? Or maybe, like you say, I'm going to add a couple of different pictures more. I'll show you how to do that, right? Because if you notice this picture, it is in the URL, right? Okay. So let's say that all looks good. Going to keep that. And now I want to have a pretty thumbnail as opposed to pitch thumbnail. So when I hit change thumbnail from blank, well, change, okay, I get to pick my pictures. I upload any picture on my computer. So that's just a picture. That could be pitch, it could be you, whatever that is, right? And now I title it. Notice here it says thumbnail name, right? So when I title it, you'll see it happen in real time. And now I write my description, right? There it is, right? And let's say, oh, I changed my mind. I don't want to do a picture of me, right? So I'm going to go back to, this is just the last ones I do, but I can go to anyone. I like myself in a white shirt better. Okay, change it. Now when I send that link here, it's going to have the thumbnail all done. And all I do to send it is that. Copy link, and I'm done. We just created this together. Before I again get to the picture, how did I create the talking video part, right? I don't want to skip over that, right? So that's where you go to AI tools, you go to talking photos, and then you would upload a picture, write your script, record your voice, and generate that perspective, right? So what I always do, by the way, when I make a talking photo here, I always download it to my computer when I'm done, as opposed to sending it from here. And then I upload it in my recordings, because that's the one that gives me more options, and I can add those unlimited URLs. Here I can add the URL, but I can't pick the time. We're going to fix that and balance it. But right now it's much better to finish it here, then download it, and then upload it, because it doesn't cost you anything, back into my recordings. that makes sense. If any questions on that. Okay. Are we good on that whole process? Before I just that, anyone have any questions on that? We're good. Okay. Okay.
I have a
So
question.
sure, Scott, go ahead, and then I'll answer that
So-
other question.
Right.
that
So,
you wrote.
so when you say add a URL, you need to go and have your own URL.
Well, you do. Well, I mean, let's say, for instance, I'm selling Pitch, right?
Uh-huh.
I use my own Pitch website.
Right. Okay. So you can use the pitch URL, or if you have your own website that's scottsgreateststuff.com,
Correct.
you could attach it to that. Okay.
Correct. And it's also important to distinguish that, let's say I have one website, but I've got 5 different pages that I want to see. I'm going to put in 5 URLs, right? I'm going to put in my features page, my pricing page, right? Or I could completely go outside the site, but I want it related to me, right? I want to make sure when my customers click on it, that I'm the one getting credit for the sale. Go ahead, Santa.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Does
and
everybody
your-
know that? Does everybody know that they have their own website with Pitch and their own?
Is anyone, does
I mean,
everyone
it
aware
sounds like
that?
Scott doesn't know that he has this or how to use it.
Yeah. So Scott, you know, when you sign up that you get your own referral link, which basically means you get your own website, right?
right. So you're adding to that website, and then you're sending stuff out from the back office to other
I'm just,
people.
yeah, I'm just using that website, right? You know, think of it as affiliate marketing. Same if I was on Shopify or Amazon and I was an affiliate, the way I get credit for my sale is they give me my own URL. I got the same website as everybody else.
Okay. Good. Good.
So for instance, like my website here at the company, and by the way, it's only for demo purposes. Company doesn't sign up anybody up direct. In fact, our corporate site, if you try to click on it and sign up, it'll say you need to. But it would be like everyone has the same, you know, HTTPS, right? mypitch.com. And then it's /Santa, /Scott, or /John, or /Gail. And that way, that's how we track you. So that's what I meant, is you want to make sure it's not just the company site up there, it's mine, right?
And for those of you who don't know, my legal name is Santa Claus.
Exactly. Yep. So
And what are the breaks between 3:15 and 3:45 and 6?
that's the time in the video. That's the time in the video of where the website will appear.
Okay.
Right.
Minutes into the website.
It's exactly real time, right? Because many times sometimes I do, I want to start out with them seeing the website the same time I say hello. And then I don't put in a time, right? And it'll start off with that. But I'm saying sometimes you want 15 or 20 seconds to warm up, right? It's like, you know, hey, Scott, I'm not just throwing a sales thing right in your face, right? So you want to set it up properly, and you have control over what time that those websites appear, right?
Thank you.
Okay,
So,
okay, go ahead.
wait, I want to answer that question for her about the cheat on how do you do a picture when it's not a URL, right? So I use personally, right, an AI company called Bolt, B-I-T. It's bolt.new. And I'll share it with you. Now you can use ChatGPT. That again, I have no relationship with this company. I just found, for me, it works really easy, right? And they have a free program at all, especially if you're going to use little stuff. And so here's what I did, right? I literally copied and pasted. It's like AI, it's like Claude. And I simply said, I have a picture and I want you to put it in a URL. And that's what it did, right? So, I mean, it was that easy. And then it gave me that URL link in order to do it. So I'm saying I personally use this myself, but I'm maybe ChatGPT can do it, you know, or Gemini or any others. But I literally Googled, right, best way to make a picture into URL, and I got all these different companies, and I found this one. So that's the way that you can have an unlimited number. You're not limited to websites. Now, again, if I was doing a PowerPoint, I don't need to do that. I can, you know, open it up. But this is a good AI cheat, so to speak, using the technology. That's all of us. I literally had to put this picture in a URL, and I was done. Hopefully that answers that question.
Thank you.
Oh, you're on
Yeah,
mute, Sharon.
so we can, our voice, we can just talk directly into the,
Yeah, I'll show you.
yeah,
Let me show you that.
okay.
Yeah. Now, these are the great questions, right? Because I know, like, because I live in the platform 24 hours a day. Sometimes I just assume, right? I say something and then you know what I'm talking about, right? I go to talking photos, okay? And let's assuming I'm uploading a picture, right? Let's just assume that was me for a second. I want to do my own voice, right? Otherwise, I hit select voice. And if it wasn't me and I want to pretend it's somebody that works for me, maybe he's my assistant, I can choose from among all the pre-made voices, right? So I can pick man, woman, young, old, right? Certain personalities, right? But now I want to do my own voice, right? I hit clone voice, and literally I hit record. And you see, record between 10 and 30 seconds. That's how easy it is. Describe the voice, put my own name in it. I'll remove any background noise, and then it becomes in my library as my voice.
Okay.
Now, if I have a recording of my voice already, I can just upload the file. Maybe I have something I've done previously. So you can record a brand new one, or you can upload one that you have, and then you put it right there.
All right, thank you.
Right? So yeah, these are great questions because if you don't know it, it's hard. Right? No one ever pointed it out, right? Oh, that's where it is, but that's exactly the process. That easy. Okay. So if you see, there's a couple, it's like your iPhone. Check your emails, check your social media sites. Not a lot of people need training today, right? 95% of people that can do that. But if I said to you, did you know on your iPhone you can check your blood pressure? Huh? Well, it's kind of like us, right? There's a couple of things that are a little more complicated to do, but once you see them, then you go, oh, is that all there is to it? I just had to download the app to do it, right? So that's the good news is everything is kind of easy, but you do need sometimes some awareness, right, of that. That's where it is. Just give yourself a head start and do that. Okay. Any other questions on today?
I do have another question, Steve, and I was looking for the raise hands, but I guess, oh, there it is. It's on the bottom of chat.
There you go.
I was wondering, before I do my talking photo start, can I do a website 1-minute introductory URL before I talk, before my AI avatar goes on?
No, not yet. That's something I want to do. But right now it starts off with you. Yeah, so you have to incorporate it with that design, so to speak.
And then,
right?
so I do a preliminary, I add my URL of whatever website I want to introduce. Then I can upload my talking video of my next segment that I want to talk about. It has to be all pre-recorded to upload it for my sequence that I wanted, I'm guessing.
Correct. Well, yeah, exactly. So like that video with me and Albert Einstein, right? So to me, that, just so you know, that was a little tricky, and that's why I'm not trying to teach that today. So that's 3 videos, right? The first video I did was before Albert speaks, right? Then I had Albert, and then I had me after Albert, right? And believe it or not, I don't want to make you laugh, I'm not really a technical person, right? So in the sense of doing anything outside of my comfort zone. So I call up our Alvaro, who works for me in our marketing department. And I said, Alvaro, I'm sending you 3 videos. Put them all together into one video. Make it one video. Just upload one video. And he did it in like 15 seconds, right? So with some like Adobe, right? Something incredibly simple, right? But I'm just like you guys, right? I don't want to learn new stuff, right? I just want to. So for everyone who doesn't have an Alvaro and as lazy as I am about learning new things, what I want to have is upload more than one video. So when you're so you would be able to upload those 3 videos in a row, and it will play without having to edit them together. But that'll probably be in a couple of weeks before we incorporate in the back office. So the good news is because I'm using the platform every day like you would use it, right? Creating content, trying to meet people, I run into the same issues that you run into, right? So like you say, I'd love the video to play before I talk, right? To grab someone's attention. So your questions are great because I'm really using the platform like you. They mean something to me because they're going, yes, I had the same problem and I want to solve that one too. So thank you. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, so Steve, on one of my other projects, I'm working with Synthesia to
Sure.
create some extended training videos, avatars, things of that sort. Can one of those avatars from Synthesia be imported into Pitch?
100%. You download Synthesia onto your computer,
Okay.
right? And upload it just the way I upload mine. It doesn't know what you're uploading it from.
Okay.
It's just a video. As long as it's an MP4 format,
Yep.
which it is, you can upload it. The only thing you can't upload is an interactive one.
Okay.
Because that has just like our stuff, interactive has to play on our cloud. The interactive has to play on Synthesia's cloud. But as far as the that's what I meant is nothing wrong with wanting to use HeyGen or Synthesia or any of those, because then people have continuity. If they're using that in their other things outside of the webinar, they want to use the same one. They don't want to have to now have a different virtual assistant or a different training persona that they used. So we encourage it, to be able to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Okay. So again, to summarize on today, and why I think today is a great training with intention, is the idea was to give you an actual tool to help you take advantage of how we say to do the business, which is use, talk, demo, right? And so today's about a combination of using the platform, how to talk about the platform, and then to create as many demos as possible. Because I could just tell you that when we get them to the demo stage, and now in reality, it's kind of use demo, right? Because our talking is a demo, right? In that sense, right? So you get them. So when somebody said, like, if somebody watches that 8-minute video and they go, I don't see the difference between this and Zoom. It's like, huh? I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond to that, right? In that perspective, it's somebody who's going to say no before you said hello, right? So that's what I meant is, what I love about certain businesses and industries is there's a lot of in technology so they can make money. They don't start with how much does it cost. They start with how much money will this make me? What's the ROI on this going to be? And sometimes it's when it's branding, they can't, and lead gen, those kind of things, you have to pay first and hope later it works. Use our platform one time and somebody clicks on the screen, you don't doubt the value proposition instantaneously, right? And that's where I love to be more associated with the Salesforce.coms of the world, right? Where they're not trying to get everyone who's looking for the free version of HubSpot. They're trying to look for people who have a viable, growing business who want to accelerate their business. We're the premier webinar company, right? Zoom competes with itself in the sense of, do I pay for Zoom or do I use the free version? And that's like the raging war inside of Zoom. And the truth is, the person who is willing to do a webinar, have it cut off at 40 minutes, and wait 9 minutes to be able to get back on to speak to a prospect isn't our customer, right? And the person who says, I'm paying for Zoom for $20, again, I say, would you still have your Motorola flip phone? Knowing that an iPhone exists or an Android phone exists because you already paid for it? I'm saying, so you really got to understand your audiences and speak to them in a way that they can hear you. So I'm saying that kind of person who's looking for the least amount of money to invest, time or money, and get the biggest result is always a difficult person to convert. But there's people out there, and just so you know, in real world, there's 1 million people a day who Google looking for a Zoom alternative. Not because Zoom is a bad product, but they're looking for a more effective product. And they're always checking to see what's the next Zoom. And they don't know we're here yet. That's why you guys are here. Okay? You are our go-to-market strategy. That's so you know that. You're our Google. We're not going around you, right? It's because we know that it's these kind of experiences that are going to give us that emotional attachment to the product and the opportunity. And it's all on you guys. And so that's why we're here to support you. So any other questions before I let you guys go?
This is an awesome plan.
John, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
all
you.
of you. You know, it's your kind of, just so you know, it's like, it's easy for me to wake up the next day and be as enthusiastic as the day before because of the way you guys react. You know, that's what makes it, you make my job easy and make it really enjoyable. So thank you for that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Stay on for me, please.
What's that?
Stay on for me, please.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna have a private conversation with you.
Okay. So Santa's kicking every.
No, when you're all done.
Sure. Fire away.
If somebody signs up for Pitch as a customer, are they going to get all of the other marketing stuff that goes with it automatically? Like if I talk to a Mary Kay lady and I don't necessarily want her to see all this marketing stuff. Is that all go out automatically?
Certain things do. Let me check out what goes, how to onboard them into as you say, pushing them into wanting to sell Pitch, right? I need to check. I haven't looked at that in a long time.
I have certain prospects that I would rather not that they see that part of it.
Yeah. And I would say to you that I'm pretty confident we don't have anything that refers to being an affiliate, you know, or building a big organization. But I'm sure we do have things about the 3 and it's free, you know, perspective.
And that's maybe
I want to be
harmless.
real clear.
That's pretty harmless. I just don't want the whole, you know, you can make $100,000 a month.
No, we don't do that. We don't talk. I know we don't do that, but I don't want to give you a blanket that there isn't some subtle version. I want to be 100% transparent. So if you want, put in the chat your email or phone number for me, and I want to come back and be really specific because it's been so long since I've looked at the onboarding emails that go out that I want to confirm with the team, right? But as a general rule, you know, we don't really promote making money because we just think it's something. It's like if we were IBM, you know, you talk about your product, you don't talk about how great it is to work for the company. So I know our focus is completely on the product side, but I want to make sure.
I'm thinking of all kinds of ways to use it. It's awesome, but I also know that a lot of my prospects are probably not going to be interested in the marketing side of it. They just want to use it for themselves.
And that's our goal. There's nothing that would make us happier for Nu Skin one day to go, my God, you know, with this tool, we built their primary business, you know, 100%. We're on board with that. We're not looking to bait and switch them in that perspective. Okay. Any other?
Thank you.
No, thank you. Let me copy and paste that. Okay. There we go. Okay, once again, I do apologize for being late today, but it was for a good cause. Get that. Okay, I got it. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Don't forget me.
I won't forget you.
Okay.
Santa, actually, why don't you just give me a call? It's a little cleaner. Everyone, I always offer everyone my phone number. It's 954.
Hang on a second. Yeah, phone call's fine. Hang on a second. 954
683
683
7755.
7755.
And I offer that to everyone. So let's just say it's 11 o'clock at night and you guys are trying to do a talking photo and you're stuck and you're excited and now you're gonna, you know, and you're really annoyed that there's no one there to answer. I'm not promising you I'll answer the phone, but send me a text and hopefully I could, if it's an easy one, I could help. Okay. Happy
What
to do
was
it.
that? What was that number again?
954-683-7755. Like I say, I don't probably answer on the first ring, but I will read the text and either call you back or have someone else that can help you.
How many companies the president gives out the number right off the jump? Damn, that's awesome.
That's it. Hey, you know, it's funny, you know, when I was the CEO of these other direct selling companies, and we, you know, sometimes we sold nutrition, sometimes we sold skincare, and someone would call me and they go, "Where's Steve?" "Oh, he's in the warehouse picking and packing." You know, it's kind of like, if you're not in the trenches, you don't have your pulse on what's going on in the company. So this is actually the most enjoyable part. You know, at the end, when you're a big success, you know, that's one thing, but this is the fun part, being in the trenches, you know. So glad to be there with you guys. Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.